Life before modern comforts was not quiet, soft or convenient. It was loud, heavy, cold and demanding. Every single day required effort just to stay warm, fed and alive. What we now call basic needs were once daily battles that shaped how people thought, slept, worked and survived. This is not nostalgia. This is the raw truth of how humans lived before electricity, plumbing, refrigeration and machines quietly took over the hard work. For most of human history, comfort was rare. Warmth came from fire, not switches. Light came from flame, not bulbs. If the fire went out at night, the cold crept in fast. Homes were built to trap heat, not beauty. Thick walls, small windows, low ceilings, everything designed to fight the cold and conserve energy. People wore the same clothes for years. Wool scratched, linen stiffened. Washing was difficult, so clothes absorbed smoke, sweat and oil from lamps. Cleanliness existed, but not the way we know it. Warm water had to be carried, heated and rationed. Bathing too often was seen as dangerous because cold air could kill the weak. Before central heating, winter was an enemy. Fires burned constantly, but fuel was precious. Wood had to be chopped, coal had to be carried, ashes had to be cleared daily. At night, people slept close together, sometimes fully dressed, sometimes sharing beds across generations. Old blankets mattered because they were heavy. Weight trapped heat. Straw mattresses insulated bodies from frozen floors. Hot bricks and stones were wrapped in cloth and placed near feet. Kitchens were often sleeping areas because they stayed warm the longest. If the fire died overnight, morning meant frost inside the house, breath visible indoors, fingers numb before sunrise. Without electric light, darkness controlled daily life. When the sun went down, productivity ended. Candles and oil lamps were expensive and dangerous. A single flame could burn down an entire home built of wood and cloth. People went to bed early, not because they were tired, but because darkness made work impossible. Winter nights felt endless. Shadows moved, sounds carried. Silence felt heavier without background noise. Reading, sewing or repairing tools required steady hands and patience. Light flickered, smoke stung the eyes. One mistake could mean fire. So, before refrigeration, food really dictated daily routines. Meat had to be salted, smoked or dried to keep it from spoiling. Milk, well, it spoiled quickly, so folks had to use it up fast. Vegetables were stored underground or preserved with, vinegar and salt. And bread. It was baked often, since it went stale pretty fast. Hunger was pretty common back then. If you missed a harvest, that could mean starvation for the whole family. Meals were planned around survival, not pleasure, that's for sure. Waste was just unthinkable. People boiled bones for broth and leftovers were reused until, honestly, nothing remained. Cold cellars and ice storage were honestly the closest thing folks had to refrigeration. Ice was cut from frozen lakes and packed in sawdust. When it melted, well, food spoiled. There was no backup. Water did not flow from taps. It was carried, and buckets were heavy. Wells froze. Rivers carried disease. Clean water was never guaranteed. Boiling took time and fuel, so, many drank unsafe water and just hoped for the best. Sanitation was basic, plain and simple. Waste disposal depended on pits, chambers, or just distance from living spaces. Smell was part of life. Illness spread easily. Survival depended on strong bodies and sometimes just plain luck. Without machines, every task required muscle. Washing clothes took hours of scrubbing and wringing.